Has Tony Martin at fullback, Roskill, Kraus, Barwick and a fire the three-quarters. It's Tollett and Langer the half. Forwards, Allen, Ray, Mestrov, Shaw, Roslin, Gill. Bench, Dinover, Maguire, Pitt, Borden and Curry. Castleford, Gay at fullback, Smith, Chapman, Flowers and Wells. Botica and Smith. Up front, Crooks, Russell, Sykes, Smales, Tutor and Goddard. On the bench, Sampson, Stedman, Schick and Richardson. The coach is John Joyner, one of the brightest coaches in the British game. Match referee appears to be enjoying the pre-match entertainment like the rest of us, Stuart Cummings. And so the Stones Super League programme here at the Valley is brought to an end with this match against the Castleford Tigers. It's Frano Botica who gets us underway. And this is Gavin Allen, who drives the ball in and loses the ball immediately, but it was stolen from him. It's a penalty to the London Broncos.
Well, for one moment there, I thought perhaps panic had set in. Nerves are plenty, but it was the impact there, and Sykes and Tutor definitely reaped the ball away.
So the Broncos are in possession still. And it's Tony Ray who is the dummy half. Here is Allen again. He takes the Broncos over halfway. Three men bring him down. Lee Crooks on top of the big prop forward. This is Kevin Langer. He gets the ball away to Tollett, who does brilliantly, actually, to keep hold of the ball. And then he is hit by four. Tutor, Crooks, Smales and Russell. Now this is the number 15, Steve Roslin. Tony Ray, the dummy half, to Kevin Langer. Short ball to Darren Shaw. London, no one really needs to emphasise the importance of this match to them. Barwick with the high kick. Richard Gay's after it, and Richard Gay, the fullback, takes it cleanly. But that's good chasing by the London Broncos.
Tremendous kick. Good take, though, by Gay. Good chase by the Broncos. They're both in the mood. We can see that the defences are pretty strong. Broncos moving up very quickly. It's important they do that too.
Well, if this match lives up to the pre-match expectations and is half as good as the game that was at Weldon Road earlier in the season, well, I'll tell you, we're in for a treat. That was a tremendous game. And this now is Tony Martin, the young fullback, slipping just before he reached the figures of Botica and Crooks. And here now is a fire from dummy half, running flat across the face of play, brings David Kraus into it. And Kraus gets the ball out wide to Roskill.
Did well, did it, winner Roskill to come in off the touchline. Getting very close to the whitewash there, but you can see the Castleford defence moving solid, moving up as one unit, and Botica, a superb low tackle.
Great tackle on Barwick. This now is Langer. Langer was looking out wide for a fire, but Cummings has pinned them for offside. Castleford caught offside by the referee.
David Chapman leading the way, and you can see that there's quite a few of the Castleford players made no attempt to go back to 10. Tense times for Tony Curry, the London coach.
This is a fire now, but the welcoming committee provided by Crooks and Chapman. Ray gets the ball away to Tony Mestrov. He's halted just 12 metres from the line. Langer and Allen will drive the ball forward, straight into the chest of Nathan Sykes.
Watch out for the Broncos using the switch. They'll run the angle. He lost that, though, is Allen.
This is Shaw to Langer. Langer, and a good tackle from Gay. Gill into the arms of Tollett. Tollett then pops one up. The ball then pops up. And Castleford have got possession back. Mestrov couldn't hold on.
It was a big hit, though. Second rower, Ian Smales, really came in. Crunch time. But the Broncos were looking to get away with that situation. The prop forward, Gavin Allen, lost possession. Officials didn't see it.
Jason Flowers, 2 tries in his last 3 matches, operating today in the centre. And that is Richard Goddard operating today as a loose forward. The prop forward is Lee Crooks. Good tackling by his opposite number, Allen. This now is Brendan Tutor, playing today in the second row. Good tackle from Roslin. It's back now with Goddard, and Goddard again will kick the ball downfield. Tony Martin scored his first try against Wigan last week for the London Broncos. Certainly a great find, the young 17-year-old fullback. And he is a fire. Certainly have been more involved in the opening 4.5 minutes here than he has been in the opening exchanges of his previous 3 matches.
He has been struggling with that toe injury, and he's getting back to match fitness now.
Langer and Shaw just over the halfway line. Good tackling by this Castleford side, who are aiming for 6th place to give them hope for the future. That's a lovely ball, though. This is Peter Gill. Good ball back on the inside to Barwick. Oh, he skinned Richard Gay, and he goes in under the sticks. Greg Barwick, a tremendous try. His 13th in the Super League. A man who's scored in the last 7 games. And a try against Castleford in May. A try here now.
Put it down to the big prop forward, Gavin Allen. See how he sucks them both in. Whips the ball out wide, the ever-present Peter Gill. He's had a tremendous season. But what skills? Superb skills by the centre. Greg Barwick just turned Richard Gay inside out. Watch this beautiful popped-up pass. Gill came storming through. Barwick in and out. The little step. That is a superb Bronco try. 2 go for him. Squeezes it out. Gill, tremendous pass on the inside, but that was sheer quality. Richard Gay was clutching at thin air.
Greg Barwick with the try then, the 28-year-old. He also got the drop goal in the match at Weldon Road in May to clinch the victory. And now he has the opportunity to add to his 44 goals and give London a 6-point advantage. And that now is secure, courtesy of Barwick's boot and Barwick's try. And the Londoners here delighted with the start the Broncos have made.
2 were sucked in for the big prop forward, Gavin Allen. It was absolutely tremendous how he got it away. Flicks it up to Gill, and look at that. Quality, excellent rugby league football. What a great start for the Broncos.
Good try, Broncos leading 6 points to 0. Their 2-match winning sequence was halted by Wigan last week. They haven't been able to win 3 in a row all summer, but that's exactly what they have to do to win the Premiership. That's a beautiful ball off the ground, but Richard Russell lost it. Tony Smith trying to conjure something up with the pass. Beautiful pass. Russell, though, lost it in the tackle by Roslin.
Working hard again is Roslin, the second rower, and Russell will be displeased with that. So will the coach, John Joyner. It was a pretty solid start by the Tigers. Castleford moving up strong very early, but they were sucked in for that Gavin Allen move.
Must say Broncos have started this match eager for the challenge. Ray to Tollett, Peter Gill, Barwick's on his inside, but further out wide is David Krause. Krause gets the pass out to Roskell, and Roskell knew he was probably going to be bundled into touch by the number 30, John Wells, and so he just came back on the inside. Now Barwick will drift a kick over, looking for Martin of Fire. Instead, the ball has bounced. There's a try on, maybe. No, it's a knock-on. Langer's try is ruled out. It was Roslin who got the touch.
Well, that's where it finished off, with a little halfback, Kevin Langer. But he was left all on his own there. There was no cover. It was a great kick from Barwick. He looks as though he's in the mood.
Well, there was no doubt in the mind of Stuart Cummings that that came off Scott Roskell. This is John Wells. Debut as a sub against the Bulls in June. His full debut against Paris last week. The young winger through the academy ranks. So important for the future of all these clubs, their academy and the young talent that they nurture throughout the game. And the young talent is there in abundance, but that's one of the old talents, Frano Botica, and that is one of his most forgettable kicks of Super League, out on the full.
Right off the side of the boot. He was put under a lot of pressure. They really are fired up, the London Broncos, this evening. Desperate to get those 2 points. And then they have to sit and wait to get victory today. Hope that Warrington go down to Saints.
Penalty against Castleford. They moved off the mark at the play the ball.
Little bit of
standing square.
A little bit of indiscipline there. And you can see that no one was standing square at any point. Flowers was about a metre to the right.
Penalties, London ahead 3-0 and 6-0 ahead on the scoreboard where it counts. That's the first tackle, and they are only 2 metres from the line. This is Peter Gill. Krause is out wide, and Krause with the strength. He dropped that ball though. It's play on. Referee says carry on as Lee Crooks picked it up.
Confident call there by Stuart Cummings. The big centre Krause couldn't get it down.
Offside against the Broncos. Quick tap penalty by Goddard. Good quick thinking. Goddard taking them all on, but he's on his own. And Martin eventually gets the tackle in.
Well, he made valuable ground, but this is the incident where Krause lost it. Great refereeing to allow the play on.
Gay does well. He gets the pass out to Chapman, but it's a good tackle by Tollett. Dummy half is Chris Smith. Chris Smith escapes the clutches of 1 and 2, then fires the pass straight into the face of Jason Flowers. And there wasn't much that Flowers could do.
All that hard work. Wasn't the best pass, it was going high, but Flowers probably should have taken that. It sucked the defence in. There was an opportunity there. Well, they're spilling their chances at Castleford.
Botica with a good tackle on Rosalind. This is Barwick. Good tackle on him by Chapman. Gavin Allen is down on his haunches as this attack continues from the Broncos with Tollett. That's the last one for London Broncos. 46 metres made on this particular set. They'll make a few more metres here with a kick from Gill. And that was well claimed by John Wells on that far side.
Did well under a lot of traffic. Tremendous take. Off balance too.
And he's only 17. We give credit to Tony Martin, the young full-back, but John Wells is only 17, and he too has come through the academy. Just as Martin has come through the London Academy, Wells has come through the Castleford Academy. Broncos really are attacking that Tigers line with some telling kicks. That was a flop by Allen on Tutor.
Well, they've been at each other all this game. The first 10 minutes, Allen and Tutor, and I think that was a bit of a payback time from Allen. It was far too late. Not only a flop, I think Allen perhaps used the elbow.
Well, Scott Roskill is off injured for London Broncos. Let's get some news of that as we go down to the pitch. And Bill.
The news on Scott Roskill is that he's damaged his right collarbone, and at the moment the London Broncos doctor is having a look at him, and Roskill, I think, feels that he should be able to go back on. The doctor isn't so sure.
Goddard hit the pass and went through the gap, but Peter Gill came up with a telling tackle. Tony Smith is the dummy half. Crooks helps it on to Botica. Further out wide it goes to Smales. Oh, back on the inside, suicide pass, and Darren Shaw picks up a gift.
Well, no one in attendance. Good work by Smales to twist in the tackle. It was a wasted effort. They're just not supporting each other, the Castleford side. And once again, as we've seen 3 or 4 occasions, Castleford's approach worked good, and they fritter away the chance.
It's the Broncos then who are back in possession with Ray. Here's Tulson Tollett, Great Britain tourist Tulson Tollett, born in the southeast of England, learned his trade down under in Australia after his family left these shores when he was 6. And there he is with a high kick. Underneath it is Richard Gay. Good calling from Gay, telling the youngster John Wells that that ball was his. And there's Tulson Tollett.
Far too long, though, the kick from him. Didn't allow any chance of the chasers to get there. It was an easy take. Well, it's been a fiery start by Gavin Allen, the big prop forward, but I think it's a ploy by the London Bronco coach, Tony Curry. I think we'll see that Gavin Allen will be rested in the next few minutes or so. He really has put a power of work in these opening 13 minutes.
Tony Smith, Castleford's only representative on that Great Britain Lions tour to Papua New Guinea, Fiji and New Zealand. Lee Crooks, who's been on a few tours in his time, Good kick, but well watched by Martin once again.
Not only that, but good work by Martin O'Fire. You could see the winger come across and protect the young full-back. The experience, see there. And it was enough to make sure that Martin had a clean catch. Thinking that, O'Fire took a knock as well.
Yes, he's injured, hobbling. But it's a penalty, meanwhile, to London Broncos. 14.5 minutes gone. They're ahead by 6 points to 0.
Was that a hand and interference? A little bit of that, and there you see how he moves away and then tries to grab it, but he was definitely moving off a mark before. You must play the ball with your foot. That's the only time you can move.
That's Darren Shaw, midway inside his own half of the field. Tony Ray to Langer and Tollett and Gill. And Gill saw a little gap. And Tutor it was who came in to make sure that Gill would make no further progress. Up the middle it goes with Rosalind. Ray again at dummy half to Langer and Tollett again. Langer takes over. Here's David Krause. And Krause steps through the challenge. Krause has got support on the inside. It's Maguire. And Maguire was just impeded enough by Richard Gay. Martin O'Fire has made his way to the sideline. This attack continuing without him. And this is Gill. Gill on his own gets the pass out wide to Deniver, who's replaced O'Fire. And Deniver gets the try. Leo Deniver in the right place at the right time, replacing Martin O'Fire. And Deniver gets the 4. What a start for London Broncos.
What a great run by the big centre, David Krause. Got them in this position, but look at this long pass from Tollett. Beautiful pass, misses out 3. Gill, wonderful offload. Leo Deniver, first touch of the football. Krause, look at the strength here. Brushes away from Flowers. Such a big guy. Beautiful pass on the inside. And the winger did well. They kept it going. But watch Tollett. Long ball. It catches the defence. Once they committed. Gay has taken Gill. Deniver takes the 4. Superb rugby league football at its best.
So only just on the field for the injured Martin O'Fire, substitute in his last 2 matches, Leo Deniver. He's returning to Queensland at the end of the season. And a try in both games against Castleford in centenary year, and he's added to that tally here. So Greg Barwick now with the opportunity again to add another couple of points and stretch the Broncos' lead to 12. Every point this evening will be vital, but those two have escaped. Barwick and the Broncos. A rueful shake of the head. 10-0, London ahead.
The importance of missing a man out there. You can see them lining up. Tollett way outside there. Beautiful positioning, though, by the big loose forward, Peter Gill. He's had a fine season, but what a great start for Leo Deniver. But the run from the big man, Krause, he really has impressed since he came late in the season. Solid, kept his cool, back on the inside. Roskell did well, and from here, they launched and finished up with a great try.
Well, Castleford have come up with a bit of a blunder from the kick-off, and Bottiger got a hand to that. It might actually have stayed in the field of play anyway, despite the fact that Bottiger got a hand to it, but it all means that Castleford have a dropout from underneath their own posts.
Well, they are losing their way, Castleford. Every opportunity they've got into the Broncos' half. They really haven't applied any pressure because they've either given away a silly penalty or lost possession.
This is Tony Ray. More pressure coming in from London, who are having to carry on now without their captain, Lee Crooks, who has been replaced by Dean Sampson. This, meanwhile, is Ian Smales, and London caught offside.
Far too quick there, moving up on Smales. Tollett, one of the culprits. It was a bad mistake, though, by Gavin Allen, the big prop forward. He lost possession.
Here's Sampson just on for Lee Crooks. John Joyner spelling his big prop forward. Now Nathan Sykes, who has established himself in the Castleford team this season, try against London in centenary year. That's a lovely ball to Smales. Oh, and ball back on the inside, went over Gay's shoulder. And that is a gift try put down by Castleford. They're making the half breaks. They're squandering the chances.
Well, it was neat play, but was it forward? Either way, referee says carry on. The opportunity again, well, we just mentioned that Castleford's problem is losing possession. It's becoming a nightmare for their coach, John Joyner. All that hard work.
Tuta was high then on Allen. And I think referee Stuart Cummins will want a word with Brendan Tuta.
Well, it was going to be a battle royal, and he didn't miss him. They really have been eyeball to eyeball throughout this match. Plenty of words being said. Kiwi versus the Aussie.
Right, let's go down to Bill.
News on Martin Afire. It looks as though he's had a recurrence of that toe injury that's been troubling him for the last 2 or 3 weeks on his left foot, and he was in fact reluctant to come off, was persuaded to by the Broncos physio, and I think he's quite keen to have another stab at it. But again, as with Scotty Roskell, they're not so certain that it might be a good idea. So Afire is kicking his heels literally at the moment.
This is Peter Gill, straight through Peter Gill. Great try. Oh, the defence just melted away. Gill took the pass at full tilt and just waltzed through them. Where was the Castleford defence? But what a try for Peter Gill.
Beautiful play by Kevin Langer. A set move. They think it's going out wide. The run around. Watch this. They thought he was going to use the man as a dummy runner. And a delayed pass, he just banged it into the chest. Wonderful work by the little halfback, Kevin Langer. The run around Darren Shaw, and they just could not believe it. Beautiful little pass. Langer at his supreme best.
Well, John Joyner, and I think the face says it all, and he has apparently been shouting into his walkie-talkie to get some message out to his Castleford Tigers. And he better sort it out quickly, because London Broncos here are going to take another couple of points towards the Premiership playoffs, because Barwick's bang in front of the posts. Well, he doesn't miss those. Greg Barwick safe and sound with the kick. London 16-0 ahead.
There's a run around. You can see the defence. They're going for the run round. The man who has got the ball is Darren Shaw. Offloads away, and look at that. They thought the dummy runner was going to get it. The first one, it came to the second. You could have driven 2, 3 double-decker buses through there. That is a superb try. They're running hot.
They are running hot. They have not beaten Castleford in 5 attempts on home soil, but they've won on their last 2 visits to Weldon Road. And also, Weldon Road was the scene of Peter Gill's last try before this match here. Head-to-head, London have won 2, Castleford 6 over the years, but London have never beaten Castleford in the capital. Is this their night? It has to be if they want a place in the Premiership playoffs. And the Broncos know that, and they know if they finish in 4th spot, it'll be either Wigan or St Helens, and they claim here that a visit to either Central Park or Knowsley Road holds no fears for them in the Premiership semi-finals. The first one next Saturday, which will be at Wigan, live and exclusive next Saturday at 6:30. Wigan against who knows, and then next Sunday this time we will have the second semi-final from St Helens. So it's Wigan on Saturday, St Helens on Sunday, and a fortnight tonight will be at Old Trafford for the Premiership final itself, which will kick off at 7. We'll be there at 6:30. So it's 6:30 right the way through the next 2 weekends. Great tackle on David Chapman by Tulson Tollett. Chapman was away.
He did well, did Tollett, to get back there. It was a bad pass. Super cover defence. Really works hard in that department, Tulson Tollett. Solid as a rock in his defensive qualities. Well, you were saying, Eddie, that the London side, they don't really worry whether it's at Saints or Wigan, but I just have a sneaky suspicion that they'd like to get another crack at the Saints. They thought they would have died on both games in the Super League.
Tony Smith, meanwhile, with the little kick forward, and the in-goal area here at Charlton is just 6 yards deep. Look at it, it's very, very narrow, and both sides, London and the opposition, Steve-O, always has problems with the kicking into the in-goal area here.
We've said it before, only they're not allowed to train here, so it's alien to both sides.
But if you notice, when you look at the markings on the pitch, the in-goal area actually is the same depth as the 6-yard box in the Charlton Athletic football pitch.
Well, it could hardly move the stands, Eddie.
No, but what I'm saying is that just shows you how narrow it is. Just 6 yards, 18 feet. Not even you could kick into that. There it is.
It's a problem that has been going through the Broncos ranks this season. They're fully aware of it.
Oh, that's a great take by Richard Gay. That's much better under pressure from his opposite, Tony Martin.
Excellent take. Eyes on the ball at all times. Arms are going high to reach and cuddle the ball into his chest. Tremendous copybook take.
25 minutes gone here then at the Valley. 16-0, London Broncos ahead. Castleford just 1 win in the last 3, but they have won away at Halifax, Paris, Oldham and Workington. But they've suffered 6 defeats. It's been an in-and-out season for Castleford Tigers. Strange, really, because they've got some tremendous players. Here's one of them, Botica. Another is Smales.
I think you could call them a team that goes hot and cold. They're capable of playing some outstanding rugby league football. And then at times, well taken, far too long.
You said that even before he took it.
Beautiful take. I'm confident about this young kid, Tony Martin. He really is a start of the future. So many youngsters this season really have made a name for themselves.
Tollett has certainly made a name for himself, with Phil Larder, the Great Britain Tour coach, named in his party for Papua New Guinea, Fiji and New Zealand. That's Tony Mestrov now.
Safety first football by the Broncos, using their forwards, and they're getting the link with Langer, who's having a fine game. Industrious, the little halfback, Kevin Langer, wants to get involved, and so does that guy, the loose forward, Brendan Tutor.
This is Barwick now with the high kick, and here's a tester for Gay because they're charging down on him, but he kept his nerve well, Richard Gay.
Another good take, but just a fraction too long. Going to try to make sure that they let the ball hang in the air if it's possible. Sounds easy, it isn't.
Well, Gavin Allen has been spelled and Russell Borden comes on. Meanwhile, this is Chris Smith. But a word about Tony Mestrov, I think, the London prop forward. He's the top go forward in Super League. He has made 3,555 metres so far in his spells in Super League. And he averages 169 metres a game. He's had a wonderful summer.
One of the best prop forwards going around, in mine. He really puts a hard work in. Oh, good run. Quick thinking there with a little Langer.
This is Denver. And here's Tollett. Tollett to Kraus. Under pressure from 3. One of them was Goddard, another was Sykes, and another was David Chapman.
Well, the Castleford players are starting to bounce off when they're going into the tackles. That's much better defence there from Sampson and Tutor. But the half breaks are coming for the Broncos now.
Peter Gill tried to get the pass away. Russell Borden did well to catch that on his knees. Langer dabs it through, and not the best kick through, and this is Goddard.
He knew it too. Came back very quickly to make sure he got the tackle in on Goddard. But they really do look lost, Castleford. Yeah, little Langer, what a great game he's having so far. This defence moving up quickly. They're not allowing Castleford to get into any sort of swing and any sort of game pattern.
Richard Gay does well, gets the pass away to Botica. Botica under pressure from Mestrov. Might go forward plenty, but does his first share of defence also. Smales is grounded on the halfway line. Richard Russell from dummy half. Gill had moved across to cut him down with a bit of help from Ray. Last tackle here for Castleford. Smith over the top, and Chris Smith is after this. Dinover taking his time.
Well, it was a nice kick into the corner and good chase there by Chris Smith.
And again,
he's had a fine season for Castleford. Dinover equal to the task, though. It's a beautifully weighted kick. But that's the man, Tony Smith. He's the man that's got to inject some life into this Castleford side. He's been very quiet so far.
Here's Russell Borden. Always impressed with Borden when he comes on. 23 years old, off the bench for a try against Leeds and St Helens last month. Smales off, and Sean Richardson coming on for Castleford. So John Joyner trying to rejig, rethink. Has to now at 16-0 down. Coming up to the half-hour mark. And apparently Ian Smales, anyway, has a hamstring injury, so had to leave the field.
Well, it's all over the paddock, isn't it, this little halfback, Kevin Langer. He really is outstanding today.
Here's Sean Richardson, first touch of the ball for him. 60-40, you might have noticed, the possession in London's favour so far in this opening half hour. Russell dummy half again. Tony Smith. About time he injected himself, he thinks, and here he goes. Taking on Martin out wide, but Martin's weighed him up. Great tackle from Martin. And Smith tried to release the pass as he fell, but Martin's come up with another try-saver.
Tremendous skills from Smith. In and out, but what a cover tackle from Tony Martin. Wonderful attacking play. Well, that's what they needed, Castleford. Up to that point, Tony Smith had been kept very, very quiet. And you could see the skills, and again, Tuta all over the man. This is the second occasion. He's having a few words with him as the referee, Stuart Cummings, is saying to him, this is your last one. He's a character, isn't he? Brendan Tuta knows only one way to go, and that's forward.
Tony Martin, though, he has normally put in 6 tackles a match, and his current match total is 4. So he's working hard, the young fullback. He's only 17. Through the academy from the Gladstone area of Queensland. And through the academy here at the London Broncos. One of the few, actually, Steve-O, who's graduated this season. One or two who have struggled to make the grade in Super League because it's a huge step. But Tony Martin hasn't. He's settled in perfectly.
The academy is doing quite fine. Both these clubs have got very strong academy sides. Good run from Ray, though. That's what we want, a little bit more of that. It'll make the opposition's markers work.
This now is Tolson Tollett, and he gives it to Russell Borden. Borden offloads the pass to Roslin. Roslin's got Tuta all round him, and Botica. And coming in for good measure was Dean Sampson. Tony Ray, dummy half.
Will it be the kick?
Gill looked to get the ball out the back door. Tried to release it, was caught in possession, and Tuta and Gill squaring up to each other now.
Well, they opted for the power play when really a kick would have been serving them a lot better. With a 16-0 lead, I suppose you can take that risk.
Sampson, good strong run. Escaped Roslin almost, but Langer was there as reinforcement in defence. Here now is Smith. Richard Gay managed to hang on despite the attentions of Kevin Langer. Tony Smith dummy half, drifts the ball over the top into the open space. Chris Smith's after it, Dinover gets it, gives it now to Tony Martin. Tony Martin tried to accelerate away from Jason Flowers, couldn't do so. Is Mark Maguire. Well, a good opening 33 minutes for the Broncos. And David Krause, he has a big decision to make this winter, whether to return to London Broncos. I'm sure that they will all be hoping he will come back because he has been an instant hit here. David Krause, it's his 5th appearance. Ball goes to ground. Referee will pull them back for the knock-on.
Once again, a little halfback, Kevin Langer, could see that the Castleford defence was very slow on the blind side, but they made a real meal of it in the end. Scott Krause, the big centre, should I say. But good thinking again from Kevin Langer. This is probably the best game that I've seen from a little halfback all season.
Yes, he's working hard, Kevin Langer. Richardson now. Sean Richardson, 22 years old. Russell to Tutor. Having a real battle, Tutor, all the way through tonight with just about everyone in the opposition. Now Tony Smith. Okay, he showed it to Richard Goddard, gave it instead to Sean Richardson. Nowhere really for Richardson to go other than to ground with those four around him.
They're very flat though in attack, Castleford. They've got to get back an extra couple of metres. See how the ball is going across the sideline, but they're not really running onto the football.
It's a neat little kick from Botica, but another brilliant take from Martin.
Not just a take, it's the youngsters' positional play that is outstanding too.
"35 minutes gone then, 5 minutes to half-time. The Broncos in total control at the moment, 16-0 ahead. They believe that with a full-strength side, they are capable of causing an upset in the Premiership semi-final. And at the moment, unless Warrington can beat St Helens tomorrow, they will be in the Premiership semi-finals. Warrington have a big say in all that.
They'd like to add another few points, though, before the half-time break. It would be nice to go in at 22-0, and their coach, Tony Kelly, realises that. I don't think he'll be telling them to shut up the shop for the remaining 4 minutes.
That kick from Barwick went straight up in the air. Nobody wanted it first. Chapman took over on the bounce. And that's the 0 tackle for Castleford, so the tackle count now will start from here.
Well, they're doing it very tough for the Castleford side at the moment. They're just hanging around. It's one-out football. It really has got no rhyme or reason, and that will be pleasing Tony Carey because he doesn't want them to inject themselves with any more life. He's quite happy to make sure that his defence moves up. And again, you see, they're taking the ball very, very flat, not really running at full speed when they get the football.
Here's Chapman, though. Last tackle for Castleford, and 39 metres gained. Smith just drifts one over the top, and once again, Tony Martin had moved over and cuts the danger out. And that, again, is the 0 tackle. Mark Maguire in at dummy half. Tackle count now starts by the referee, and Dinover's on his way.
Crowd lifted. Once again, we see the qualities of the youngster Tony Martin. He reads the game as though he's been playing at the top level for several years. He's a cocky little fella as well as a full-back. Good play.
Lovely ball from Mestrov to Roslin, and Tony Ray on the knees looking for support, none there, so took the tackle. This now is Langer. Here's Peter Gill. Danger all the time with Gill. They must score. They will score with Barwick. Barwick gets his second, and he touches down behind the posts. Well, this is an impressive first 40 minutes from the Broncos and Greg Barwick. And every time Peter Gill touches the ball, there's danger for the Tigers.
Once again, little Kevin Langer. Beautiful pass, delayed there. Sucked in Botica. Gill, outstanding run again out wide. And in the inside, good support play by Barwick. That was a tremendous try. They held off to the defence. Botica committed himself. Gill looks nothing better than running out wide in the centres. Beautiful pass on the inside. Barwick. Castleford defence all at sea again. And they're the points that they were looking for just before the half-time break.
Greg Barwick with the try then. 28 years old and a real talent. Greg Barwick has known some marvellous moments in his time. And he fancies getting to Old Trafford for the Premiership final. 22 points to 0. The Broncos ahead here at the Valley.
Defence not moving up, they stood still. When Langer took him on, he ran straight at Boddicker. See how he committed himself. The cover defence wasn't there. Gale was having a fine game, so is the try scorer. Back on the inside. Great thinker. Wonderful support.
Well, delight on the face of Greg Barwick as he scored that try, because London now 22 points to 0 up, and we are approaching half-time. Only 4 wins from 10 away games, Castleford, but they always provide thrills for us on Sky Sports, as they have throughout the course of this season. Indeed, all the Super League players ought to be congratulated for the skills that they have produced. But I'm not so sure that Tuta will like to have a look at that again.
Well, that was just ridiculous. How on earth did the officials miss that?
It's a good job he missed Tony Ray's face.
Well, we know it's a tough and rough game out there, but we can do without that.
There's a half-time siren. I'm 40 minutes ahead of myself. And Greg Barwick has scored 12 of the 22 points that the Broncos have amassed in this first half. Leo Dennis